Now from the news team that's covering the Carolinas, this is Channel 9 Eyewitness News Sunday morning.
We're following breaking news in South Carolina. This is the aftermath of a floor collapse at a party in Clemson. Dozens of people are hurt. We're following every overnight development as police try to figure out how this happened.
And we hope you're staying warm this morning. Check out those temps. Parts of our area under a freeze warning right now, and the breeze is going to make it feel even colder. Good morning, I'm Blaine Tollison.
Break out the jackets. I'm Kristen Lee. Meteorologist Jacqueline Shear is here. A chill in the air, and the wind doesn't help.
Yeah, you know, the wind is actually ushering in those very cold temperatures, so we're still seeing those temperatures dropping over the next few hours even. Take a look right now. This is a high wind warning for these areas shaded in this teal color you see on your screen. This stays in effect today until about noon, so the high country looking at some very gusty conditions. If you're not under that high wind warning, there's a chance you're under this wind advisory, also expiring at noon for gusty conditions. Not quite as bad as what we're seeing here, but still seeing a little bit of that gust out there. Now, these cold temperatures, though, that's the first thing you're probably going to feel once you head out the door this morning. And we do have a freeze warning in effect. These areas shaded in purple. This is expiring at 10 a.m., but then another one comes into effect at midnight and expires at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, even colder. And that's why now Charlotte has this frost advisory in effect for the area shaded in blue. So a lot of our areas, including the metro area, because when we're waking up tomorrow, temperatures are near freezing. We're going to take a look at some of those numbers coming up in just a few minutes.
Well, come to your screen. Take a look at this video we've just gotten into our newsroom. This was just seconds after a floor collapsed at an apartment complex in Clemson. 30 people were injured. You can see all the people in a massive pile. This happened around 12:30 this morning at a apartment complex in the clubhouse area. There were many people dancing when the floor beneath them gave way. Right now, police do not know if any injuries are life-threatening. They have not said what caused the collapse. Complex managers say the clubhouse was built in 2004. Certainly something we'll continue to follow this morning. Right now, there's a massive manhunt for this man. He's wanted for killing a police officer.
Yeah, we first brought you this story last night at 11. Tafari Maynard shot Officer Antoine Tony outside of Atlanta yesterday afternoon. Overnight, we learned how this all unfolded. Tony and another officer responded to a report of a suspicious vehicle. The 911 caller said that people inside may have been smoking marijuana. Gwinnett County Police say someone started shooting at the officers before they even got to the car. Police shot back. The suspects sped off, crashed their car about a mile away, then ran. EMS rushed Tony to a hospital, but doctors could not save him.
This has been a big shock to the community and to the Gwinnett County Police Department. This is our 5th line of duty death.
Police did track down one suspect overnight. They say Isaiah Pretlow pointed a gun at an officer during the manhunt. They don't believe he killed Officer Tony, though. Last night, fellow officers and friends lit candles for Officer Tony at a Fallen Heroes Memorial. This is video from his police academy graduation 2.5 years ago, and his mother pinned his badge on him there. And friends say they'll never forget him and his service.
If you had the opportunity to meet him, you would immediately fall in love with him.
He was, almost practically like
family.
Like a brother. He's over at my house all the time.
And Tony just turned 30. Gwinnett County Police say this is the first line of duty death in 25 years. And they have even set up a special tip line for this case, hoping someone knows where Tony's killer is.
Today, friends, family, and Brothers in Blue will come together to honor a fallen North Carolina state trooper. Memorial services are planned in Tabor City, North Carolina for Trooper Kevin Connor. Officials say Connor stopped a pickup truck Wednesday. They say when he approached the pulled over car, Raheem Davis shot him. Davis is charged with first-degree murder. Overnight, the state issued a silver alert for this Statesville man last seen at an assisted living facility. This is Terry Adcock. He may have dementia or another cognitive impairment. Police say he was last seen at Aurora Assisted Living on Aura Drive. If you've seen him, you're asked to call police.
We first showed you this photo yesterday morning. Police say the driver of this truck hit and killed a pedestrian Friday night and kept going. Police are still searching for that driver this morning. Happened after 10 p.m. on Lawyers Road in East Charlotte. And Eyewitness News reporter Stephanie Tinoco spoke with people who live nearby. They say this stretch of road needs a major change.
It's not safe at all. They need sidewalks bad.
Kent Hook says Lawyers Road in East Charlotte needs attention.
It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. I would about hit people numerous times.
Police say a driver hit a man who was walking against the flow of traffic Friday night on Lawyers Road towards Meadow Glen Drive from Morris Pond. That pedestrian died within minutes of officers responding.
It's awful. Awful.
They believe the man on foot may have had alcohol in his system. Police say they're working to determine if speed was a factor in this crash, but that driver was nowhere to be found.
You should never hit someone and then drive off.
Investigators are hoping someone recognizes this white Ford pickup truck. They believe it's involved in this deadly crash, and it has a toolbox in the bed of the truck.
It's not safe at all.
I spoke to people like Winston Dawson who walk through this grassy area often since there's no sidewalk.
I wish there was a sidewalk here because it would help a lot more, I would feel, just to give people a sense of where to watch.
He says he's witnessed many reckless drivers.
At night, normally if there's a light on the road, I don't even cross.
But some people might cross anyway. He says putting in a sidewalk here might help.
Lights and sidewalks for sure.
Yes, I think a sidewalk is needed here because there's one down there and nothing ever happens over there.
Stephanie Tinoco, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
In a little more than 24 hours, Ray Caruth will walk out of prison a free man.
The former Carolina Panther has spent nearly 2 decades behind bars for the death of his pregnant girlfriend, Sharika Adams. Jurors convicted him of the conspiracy to kill Adams, but not murder. He's been serving time at Sampson Correctional Center in Clinton. He's expected to walk out of there sometime after 8 a.m. tomorrow. Eyewitness News will be at the prison all day and bring you the moment he is let out. We'll have in-depth coverage of his release starting on Eyewitness News Daybreak. Channel 9 created a 1-hour special on the case. It features an exclusive interview with Ray Caruth himself. Plus, we spoke with the mother of Sharika Adams and highlighted her son Chancellor's recovery from the night that nearly cost him his life. Now, if you didn't see Life After Death, Ray Caruth and the Son Who Survived, you can watch it tonight at 9 p.m. on TV 64.
Well, the Blue Line is one step closer to returning to full service. Last night, cats tested trains on part of the Lynx Blue Line through Uptown. This comes after a tree fell during Tropical Storm Michael, knocking out power to the overhead system, and that's a big section of the Blue Line. Cats told me that the Blue Line would open by Thursday at the latest, but they are hoping to wrap up repairs earlier. And the community continues to come together to support the family of Maddox Rich 4 weeks after he vanished from a park. Harvey's and Cornelius donated 10% of yesterday's dining sales to help Maddox's family. And the restaurant also held a silent auction. The money will help cover funeral expenses and living expenses due to his mother missing time from work.
I know we can't do much to help her emotionally or anything else, but we are happy to help her financially any way we can.
And auction winners, they'll be notified today. And we told you on Friday that changes are coming to the trail where Maddox was last seen. The Gastonia City Council voted to complete the greenway that will stretch from Rankin Lake Park to the Gastonia Police Department. There was no discussion about Maddox when they voted, but a councilman says that it will consider placing a marker in Maddox's honor.
A North Carolina deputy hit and killed a 19-year-old from Concord. Highway Patrol says Nicholas Masters was walking on US 29 in Rockingham County Thursday night when a sheriff's deputy hit him with his car. The sheriff's office says the lighting was not good on that stretch of the road. It was dark out. They don't know why Masters was in the road to begin with. You can probably expect to see longer lines at the polls in parts of South Carolina. Voter registration went down across the state, but it's actually up in York and Lancaster counties. The State Election Commission says 6,000 more people plan to vote in those areas this year than during the presidential election in 2016. In North Carolina, we're already seeing more people cast their ballots. Across the state, 257,000 people have already voted. In Mecklenburg County, more than 22,000 have voted, and they've already, of course, cast their ballot. For the second straight day, No one won a huge lottery jackpot that's up for grabs. And that means, of course, you still have a shot at winning more money later this week.
Yeah, maybe we should go grab some tickets after this. Last night's Powerball drawing had a $470 million at stake. And here's a look at the winning numbers in case you did buy a ticket. They were 16, 54, 57, 62, 69. The Powerball is 23. Last night we checked out some local convenience stores selling tons of tickets, and some tell us with all of the recent lottery excitement, they've never been busier.
We have had lines before, and like we're a pretty busy store, but it's been like boom. I want that.
Since no one won last night's game, the Powerball Jackpot has jumped to $620 million for Wednesday's drawing. And then you add on that $1.6 billion Mega Millions drawing, and that has now gone up even more to more than $2 billion, something like that. It's incredible.
It's a shame we can't all just split it. You know, there's plenty to go around. It's only going to go to a couple people.
Help a lot of people with that money.
Well, the future of e-scooters will be up for debate when Charlotte City leaders meet tomorrow. The city's pilot program for the scooters expires at the end of the month. Officials are exploring the possibility of safety regulations, but it is unlikely that they'll ban the popular shared mobility device altogether. Eyewitness News anchor John Paul is investigating the dangers of scooters and DUIs and how CMPD enforces scooter regulations. He's going to have that story for you tomorrow at 5. Tomorrow, City Council will also get the ball rolling with the Eastland Mall site. They're being asked to approve a pre-development agreement. The city is going to reimburse the developer up to $250,000 for early work. A developer wants to put apartments, retail, and an FC Barcelona soccer academy at Eastland.
And here's a live look uptown this morning. Starting to get a little bit of light in the picture as the sun comes up, but not really helping the temperatures yet. It is really cold outside. Let's get to meteorologist Jacqueline Shearer on the latest.
Yeah, when you step outside today, you'll probably be pretty excited for that sunrise because it is cold out there. 45 degrees right now in Charlotte. The mountains right now are near freezing, some areas at freezing at this point. So, of course, there is still that freeze warning in effect until 10 a.m. Something you really want to keep in mind because, of course, it's the first time this year that we're seeing temperatures drop quite this low, most likely. By the time we get into tomorrow, though, those temperatures even colder tomorrow morning. But today, we're just looking at some nice temperatures, 58 degrees, about 10 to 15 degrees cooler than yesterday. Lots of sunshine, though. We'll take a look at that neighborhood forecast for Hickory and Albemarle coming up in just a few minutes.
Charlotte's rapid growth is changing the city's churches. At 7:45, the challenges they're facing as families get pushed out of neighborhoods.
And people who are homeless in Charlotte are being told to leave a shelter parking lot.
If you can't stay here, where would you go?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
At 7:30, the 2 reasons the Salvation Army is giving for making what they are calling a tough decision.